sir, 20, 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir.
Bye, sir.
Last set?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait, no, second set.
Yes, sir.
Okay, begin.
1 sir,
2
2
sir,
sir,
3
3
sir,
sir,
4
4
sir,
sir,
5
5
sir,
sir,
6
6
sir,
sir,
7
7
sir,
sir,
8 sir, 9 sir, 10 sir, 11 sir, 12 sir, 13 sir, 14 sir, 15 sir, 16 sir, 17 sir, 18 sir, 19 sir, 20 sir, 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir. I still remember when he told us about the push-ups to go all the way down, and that you didn't care if we were all the way on our feet. It was just like, do it properly.
Yeah, that's true.
So I went every once in a while to do stay on my feet for strength, but it's difficult.
Last set?
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1
sir,
2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 10 sir, 11 sir, 12 sir, 13 sir, 14 sir, 15 sir, 16 sir, 17 sir, 18 sir, 19 sir, 20 sir, 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir.
Sit up. Third feet straight out in front, reach up. Then forward, touch your toes.
Sir.
1 sir,
2
2
sir, 3 sir, 4 sir,
5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 10 sir, 11 sir, 12 sir, 13 sir,
14 sir, 15 sir,
16 sir, 17 sir,
18 sir,
19 sir, 20 sir, 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir,
5 sir,
6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir. Bend one leg in,
sir.
then forward. 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir,
4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir,
7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 10 sir,
11 sir, 12 sir,
13 sir, 14 sir, 15 sir, 16 sir,
17 sir,
18 sir, 19 sir, 20 sir,
1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir,
Here it's
4
all
sir,
5 sir,
6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir. Switch.
sir.
Reach up. Then forward, touch your toes.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
1 sir,
2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir,
9 sir, 10 sir,
11 sir,
12 sir, 13 sir, 14 sir, 15 sir, 16 sir,
17 sir,
18 sir, 19 sir, 20 sir, 1 sir, 2 sir,
3 sir,
4 sir, 5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir. Bottom of the feet together.
Yes, sir.
Bend forward, touch your nose to your toes.
Sir.
1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir, 4 sir,
5 sir,
6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 10 sir,
11 sir,
12 sir, 13 sir, 14 sir, 15 sir, 16 sir, 17 sir,
18 sir,
19 sir, 20 sir, 1 sir, 2 sir, 3 sir,
4 sir,
5 sir, 6 sir, 7 sir, 8 sir, 9 sir, 30 sir. A seated angle, legs wide apart, lift yourself up and turn to your right.
Yes, sir.
and shift to the other side.
Yes, sir.
And back to center, seated angle, legs wide apart. Get focused, man. You've been in my classes all day. Palms up, back straight.
Yes, sir.
Sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Reach to one side.
Yes, sir. Wouldn't it just be easier to work? Wouldn't it just be easier to do it without shoes than those?
No. Because you lose, you don't have any grip in the socks.
So what if you're barefoot? Completely?
You want to be barefoot on the floor. Everybody else that's been on the floor has had shoes. Reach to the other side.
Sir.
I mean, just step on everything everybody else has stepped on barefoot.
I don't think they are anyways.
That's fine. Also, this wearing shoes is how we keep the school from smelling like most schools, which is like a flip.
What will it grab you?
That's different. They're kids.
When I
And reach to both sides. Touch your head to the floor or as far as you can go.
Sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir.
6, sir.
7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir.
14, sir.
15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir.
20, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir.
6, sir.
7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Last stretch, feet straight out in front.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Bend one leg back and lean back.
Sir.
Yes, sir. When I stayed 15 minutes after for the beginner's class, Instructor Gage thought that I was leaving because I was talking about doing it another week as well, and so he dressed out. But when I said, I'm like, wait, no, are we doing the 15 minutes? He just took his shoes off, but he was doing it in his.
Jeans and t-shirt.
He had like. Yeah, well, like obviously he was out of uniform, but he had the shorts that he had were kind of like jeans. I can't remember the name. Use it when you're at school for your school uniforms. I can't remember what it was. Whatever. I'll remember at a non-important time.
And switch.
Sir.
Sure.
And stand up.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Ooh, twist it out, do any additional stretches. So, we have been working on the kicks and stuff, but somebody's got to leave the training a couple times. just so we stay fresh on our stuff, you want to lead us one time?
Sir.
And Willow will lead us. Okay, Mr. Nelson, and then if Sophie's not too sleepy, she can lead us one time. All right.
Stand.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tigers had a trail.
2 tigers had a
Real
trail.
tight, Saul, real tight.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm and waist.
One finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist to the sleeve.
Fist to the sleeve.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
One finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane
Crane
wing
wing
punching.
punching.
Fist to the sleeve.
Fist to the sleeve.
A crane pecking.
A
A crane pecking.
Revive the crane.
Revive the crane.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane capture shrimp.
Hungry crane
Capture shrimp.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane capture shrimp.
Hungry crane
Capture shrimp.
Crane set punching.
Crane set punching.
Crane set punching.
Crane set punching.
Dragon with its tail.
Dragon whips its tail.
Monk summons horse.
Monk summons corpse.
Tame tiger shoots the tiger.
Tame tiger shoot the tiger.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tigers on the trail.
2 tigers has a trail.
Very good. All right, Willow.
Attention stance.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Stand tall.
Yes, ma'am.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tigers had their trail.
2 tigers hide their trail.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm and waist.
Descending arm and waist.
1 finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist to the sleeve.
Fist to the sleeve.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
1 finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist to the sleeve.
Fist to the sleeve.
A crane pecking.
A crane pecking.
Revive the crane.
Revive the crane.
Okay. Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane capture shrimp.
Hungry crane captures shrimp.
Flying crane.
Flying
Other
crane.
leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane capture shrimp.
Hungry crane captures shrimp.
A crane
Crane's head.
crane's head punching.
Crane said punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane said punching.
Dragon whips its tail.
Dragon whips its tail.
Monk summons corpse.
Monk summons horse.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tigers had the trail.
2 tigers hide the trail.
Very good. Right, Mr. Nelson.
Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tigers hide their trail.
2 tigers hide their trail.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm and hand and waist.
1 One finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist through the sleeve.
One
To the sleep.
Hard and soft.
hard and soft.
Crane walking.
Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
Descending arm, hand, and waist.
One finger asks a question.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Crane wing punching.
Fist through the sleeve.
Fist to the sleeve.
A crane pecking.
A crane pecking.
Revive the crane.
Revive the crane.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane capture shrimp.
Hungry crane. Capture shrimp.
Flying crane.
Flying crane.
Let's go, Saul.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane capture shrimp.
Hungry crane. Capture shrimp.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Crane's head punching.
Dragon whips its tail.
Dragon whips his tail.
Monk summons horse.
Monk summons horse.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
Tame the tiger, shoot the tiger.
5 animal salute.
5 animal salute.
2 tiger trail.
2 tiger trail.
Very nice.
For when you go from here to do the crane wing punching, how far is this supposed to be?
Yes.
It's not supposed to be like this, it's supposed to be like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. 5 animal salute. 2 tigers trail. Hard and soft. Crane walking. Descending arm, hand, and waist. One finger asks a question. Crane punching.
Be balanced.
Fist
Fist
to
to
the
the
sleeve.
sleeve. Hard and soft. Crane walking.
Descending arm, hand, and
Waist.
waist.
One finger asks a question.
Crane wing punching.
Bend that front knee.
Fist to the sleeve.
That knee. Yes. A crane.
A crane pecking. Revive the crane.
Flying crane. Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane. Capture shrimp. Flying crane.
Hungry crane stands on one leg.
Hungry crane. Capture shrimp. Crane's head punching.
Yes.
Crane's head punching.
Dragon
whips his tail.
Yes.
Monk summons horse.
Feet together.
Tame the
His
tiger,
tiger, shoot the tiger. 5 animal salute.
Real sharp.
2 tigers head the trail.
Yes, sir. That's how you do that. Very good. All right. Take a break.
Yes, sir. There's only 2 things I miss about the old Coffee place.
Water.
It was wider, and I liked how there were those little things on the walls that you could put stuff on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt a lot bigger.
The one good thing about this place, though, is
It has an extension and a tire.
And an
Well, it's-
attentive landlord.
yeah, but
Easier to get
it's
to.
right next to shop, to his other business, and it's taller.
much you pay for a new building? Like buying a used car and buying a brand new car?
Well, this is way more desirable location.
Oh, yeah, much more so.
Buried in the airport versus like right here.
I mean, cause trying to explain, like that's been there forever.
Yeah.
So trying to explain to people where that was, I mean, it just,
Yeah.
especially because a lot of people, most people aren't from here anymore. So
No.
many people, and you're trying to explain where it was, it's like, it used to be a Schlossky. Our patios used to be a Schlossky's. And they're like, I don't even know what our patios is, what are you talking about?
The thing for me is it is quicker to get here, but it's not much different because we live in North Austin, and where we live is near the highway, so it's like 5
It's
minutes.
the same way, same time to get
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's like 5 minutes, 4 minutes maybe away from here.
Okay, so we have gotten all the way through Crane. Next is the drunken section. Somewhere in here, during the end of the year, we're also going to be doing Saber. So we're doing Saber and kind of transitioning into sparring, combos, and Saber. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and do some of our sparring stuff that we've been working on. So, I believe last class that we did, we were doing our hopping drill, and we did 2 back and a fire. I don't remember if we went forward for anything.
Well, we went forward, back,
Fire,
So
okay.
it was
A little bit of both.
Right.
Right, okay, so we're just trying to get some movement, trying to get what that feels like 1, 2, 1, 2, boom, and then you want to fire, and trying to mix it up. And then also, one thing that we wanted to talk about, I know that we taught last year or earlier this year, was the up and down, right? So switching, right, a drop and a back up, right? And you see it in a lot of, if you watch any video of any professional fighter, like Roy Jones Jr., that was one of his things, right? He fake you out and he hooks snot at you, right? So it's, like, faking is good, especially if you got something to follow it up. So if I'm doing my hops, what I can do is I can throw a dip in there. So I'm like 1, 1, 2, 1, and then come back for 2. Or go forward for 1 and then come back to go forward for something else. Like, just mix it up to bring it up and down in there somewhere. Even if you're just standing, switching, right, drop, step in, drop, step in, drop,
It still takes skill to.
and then you can fire from there. A lot of footwork. Right? But the more you play, and the less awkward it'll start to feel. So don't move as fast, just kind of relax, like bounce. It helps to have rhythm, like 1, forward, go in, 1, and back. Step in, 1, and back. Step in, 1, and back. Step in, 1.
You know the one good punch? It's my favorite punch because of how centered you are and how well it could actually work in sparring.
Talk and do this.
Okay. And anyway,
Oh, this is perfect, right? Shoot, boom. Boom, boom,
So
boom.
this
Shoot,
is
boom.
a fire, is this a backfire?
Yes, it's called like a fadeaway, kind of like a fadeaway jump shot. Yours right here. Oh, so it's the same way if you fire the opposite direction. A little harder to pull off sometimes for most, but if I can push off and kind of hop back, it happens, and you see a lot of people catch them. It's best if you have something to strike for those, though. So we will get to those, but I wanted to wait before we started on the defensive movement. So we got hop in, strike. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do one of my favorite, which is the front hand, ridge hand.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nelson, I'd like you to be Willow's first partner, and you're gonna be Saul's partner here shortly. Help your sister, be a good pad holder, same for you. Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's how you tell me you know. All right, so one of my favorite ones is the front hand, ridge hand. Yeah, so right there. So I'm gonna stand here, and I'm gonna dip in, right? 1, and when I dip, I'm gonna open this arm to see how they react, right? So 1, I'm reaching, tap, reaching, and then tap. And I'm gonna move and catch them across with that. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So it's very relaxed, it's very relaxed here, and I'm literally just doing a very natural motion and rotating my body, right? So if I'm here, tap, coming across there. Tap, out, close.
So you're not really even using your body that much. It's just like a
Yeah,
like a slap almost.
right. And since I ran track, and I was a sprinter, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
so when we take off, that first yum, right?
Right.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that is a natural motion for me, so I'm good. It's like tap, tap. And after I hit you with that first one, but I'm still fading on that.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna do with each other. We're gonna go dip one, kind of dance, dip two, and when you get ready to dip for the third one, you're gonna push off to your right and hook. So you have to have a little curve in the
Go
fade.
away from.
Yeah, actually kind of toward.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just start moving.
Right, but get off the mid.
Yeah, get off that line, exactly.
Right, okay.
Exactly. All right, get that, yes.
For the rich hand, if you're actually doing it in sparring,
Close your move. And hit with this.
So it's like this.
Yeah, but even then the thumb is soft, because I'm gonna hit with that from here all the way to here is the aim.
well, I keep forgetting that we have,
Yeah.
forgetting that we have head
It
covering.
really
so
isn't that
we
much
actually-
different.
No, no.
It's the same thing, just you're doing that.
It's just because I've seen people spraying their hands, hitting it wrong, they hit the pad wrong, and they think they're hitting with this. Or they really start striking with the hand, and it's not that, because in real life, you just let that thumb come in, and just keep a nice, that's what you want. You want a nice flat surface from here to here.
It's just like
And
doing
then
another weird version.
Well,
of
added
it.
point, you curve it in. Because then you can redirect it. It's kind of turns into a clinch without a clinch. So you make contact, strike, and then you actually hook around, you can redirect. Pull them down or pull them towards you, or even go ahead, slip into a headlock. You can do a lot of stuff in there.
Okay.
All right, give it a try. On a pad. Let's see if you got hands.
Basically, you're
Yeah.
gonna actually, like, you're trying to freak me out. Like, you're just
I just
like-
feel silly.
Well, that's the point.
I know, but
That's how you get past it.
Uh-huh. Curve it a little bit. Like this. Yeah, so when you rotate yourself. Oh, I don't want to hear that. It's this. Raise hand. It's a raise hand. Like this, raise hand. Tap, tap, and then raise hand. Tap. So switch your feet. Yep.
I feel like I keep. Should you hit and move at the same time?
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's like, it's because I'm moving with like that.
Yeah, it's all the same. Boom.
Oh, that's it, because the pad tells you if it's right. Now it sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you did the same.
Yeah, like this. I won't do that part yet. We don't do that. Let's see, go. Gotta get strike first. So you gotta do this. You gotta come out like you're back up. You gotta go, you gotta step one, and move the foot. You gotta say 2,
Yeah.
and then on
You
3.
want me to flinch?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go.
Something.
So step 1, pull it back.
Because if you're just like this.
2.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You know, you want to give me something to like, oh shit.
Yeah, but you gotta keep it
The
curved
one
like
thing
this.
with, like,
When she
with
rotates,
sparring,
she doesn't hurt her-
is I'm not
her
horrible.
hand. Because she
I
can
like
do
my
this.
moves and everything and my
So when she
my
rotates,
hits, but
it'll come like that, yeah.
but
Elbow bent, always keep the elbow bent, yep.
I was distracted. But with actually sparring, it's just because I get scared. Dang, that's hard. No wonder
I'm
I'm
a
not.
little bit bigger than you.
So
Yeah.
now,
You're also a guy, and
I want you to dub straight toward her and then rotate. So don't fake where you're gonna go. Fake straight toward her,
Oh, I see what you're
toward her, and then you shoot.
saying. Got you.
Got
Makes
you. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get you to flinch.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna kind of come in, don't get up and slide out of the way.
Keep that patient. Let's see her some.
But if my head was right here, And you're getting super close to me, that would like,
Exactly. But that's part of the getting over the fear of sparring. Is, so what? What if
You gotta move sideways.
Yeah.
you just be like, okay, I'm just gonna eat it. You know?
yeah.
So, because really,
The hand up.
you can just sit there and just take it.
Are your eyes green? Okay. I couldn't tell if they were like green or gray or something.
I just tell with
My point was.
It's shocking. It's stuck around here. Like, oh no! Oh
I got you
no!
both.
You're like, listen, I wasn't holding on to it that hard, but.
Better. So you gotta finish, you gotta curve it in. Once you make contact with the pad, you
Yeah,
gotta
once
curve
the
it in.
arches
Does that make
start
sense? You
moving.
just-
And we were looking for stuff, and we couldn't find celery. And this guy, we didn't like even ask anyone, we were just like talking to each other.
Always
And
do your
one of the
chest, get it
HEB
hard.
workers just like
Always do your chest
helped
hard.
us, told us where it was.
Yeah, like that. Does that make sense?
And I was just like,
Okay, now
you
go.
know, you're a good worker when you can help people without them even asking.
That's true.
Yeah.
He hit it and it fell off.
Let me see. Good, okay. Now, do your fake again. Now when you do it, don't turn your body, break it, kind of, right here, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Yes.
That's what you mean, like, almost like you're
Yeah, because it's like, if I, what you're, I mean, I don't want you to know I'm going this way, because if you're gonna, then you're gonna be ready for me to go that way.
right.
So what I'm doing is, by me stepping straight forward, it kind of gives you like it makes you think like, oh, it really messes with their ego. It makes them think like, oh, he's playing with me.
Right.
He's playing with me.
Right.
And then they go, rah, and you're like, ah.
Ah, so you almost want them to
Yes,
charge you.
yeah, what you're doing, because when you fake them out, it's literally like, not in a childish way, but an actual playful and sportful way. You're actually bucking them, trying to see what they got. Like the same way somebody bucks on you, like,
Right,
what's-
right.
like, so it's the same way, it's just like, I'm putting my head right here, what you got? Nothing,
Right.
nothing, ah.
So really, you're not really committed to it.
No, I'm
So
just,
that's where it's, yeah.
so it looks like I committed because I bent and planted, but I'm just bending, yeah, I'm faking you out, fuck.
So it's almost an illusion here.
Exactly.
That little drop looks like you're coming forward more. Yeah.
Exactly, it looks like you're about to do something, so I'm like,
Interesting.
and then that last time you did, I'm like, and you hit me from the side, and it's like, oh man, not only was I scared for a second, you hit me where I was not trying to get hit.
Right.
Mr. Man, is like so nice, but he's like,
Yeah.
sometimes
wow.
he's really scary, even if he's being nice, he's just like, because when I sparred him,
Oh.
Yeah, that felt so much better. That was-
he's strong.
It's like the Looney Tunes.
Look, Mr. Man is like such a like oldie guy, but he's so nice. But the one time is just when a couple times that I sparred with him, like one time I said, I was like, oh, I'm just scared, and he's like, don't be scared, but he's like not being mean, but
He
he's
talks,
just don't
yeah,
be
he
scared.
talks very stern, but he took football, he did like a lot of football in him. So, and we ran track together, we went to high school together.
Oh, you
We
did?
went to middle school together too. I've known Mr.
Yeah.
Man like, I think elementary
Is he a
school too.
quarterback?
Isn't he like
He was, I
1
think,
year
quarterback.
younger than me?
Yeah.
Isn't he like 1 year younger than me?
Older.
Older. Wait, we're all in the same grade or?
Oh, he graduated the year before. But hold on, Steve, I'll get you something like that. So, yes, so when you make contact, put your head on Mr. Nelson for a second. When you make contact, what I was saying was, and I used this at a tournament, and it actually threw the guy off, because he was really stiff. So hold here and do a little curve. So I made contact here. And then I was actually about to fall out of the ring. So I actually used him to my advantage. You know how you catch the ball and you throw the ball and you throw yourself back in the ring? So I was going like this and I caught around his neck and I used that ridge hand as leverage and I pulled myself back into the ring and I threw him out of it.
Isn't
But that hooking, as you can see, I had control over it. So once I hooked here, this was behind his neck, right there like that. But it still looks like a ridge hand, right? So, and I pulled hold on, so that same way, same way you yank on it, as soon as you, even if you wrap them up, you make contact, and then you, like, kind of throw them to the ground, like,
Right.
Poor guy.
but you have that control, right? So
Uh-huh.
not only, and that's it's called a branchial stun, so police officers training, they call it a branchial stun, but that's a real thing. When they
Yeah.
come, when you see it all the time, they catch whatever's in that hand, and they
Right.
hit you real hard and try to get you on the ground.
Yeah.
It's stunning, because they're hitting
It
the
is.
carotid artery, so it actually makes you,
And it's, actually, there was a recent knockout on one of those.
with his arm.
You saw that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yes.
were like, you never
It's
seen
like,
that.
boom, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it looked weird,
Yeah.
because he like stumbled and fell.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, there's a part on your neck and then a part like right here,
Mhm.
where if you touch it, like if you hit it hard enough and you touch it the right way, that you can make someone unconscious
Yeah.
or momentarily
I'll
paralyzed.
put this pad on, I want to see that I want you to kind of,
But with the witch handling where you got out of when you got back into the ring, the video that you're talking about, the one that you showed us, right?
yeah, nice, you got that
Yeah.
little bit of control, you just, yeah.
Also, it was weird watching that video because you didn't have your top on, your
Yeah.
uniform top. And so I was just like, wait, that's for her? I remember the first time that like,
Nice, that was the one right there, you
Yeah.
felt that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's nice.
I remember the first time that I saw you that wasn't at a graduation, like when I was still a beginner,
Oh, yeah.
and it was at that beginning of the year school thing that instructor master
Yeah, Grandmaster
Master
Gohring.
Gohring has. He does for the kids, and you were in like a t-shirt and shorts, and I'm like, that's not the same guy.
It is the same guy, that's it, no, you're
Oh,
good.
okay.
It is the same person.
'Cause-
Everybody looks different in the cities.
You wouldn't recognize me probably.
Well, like, you look skinny
Yeah, that's
in
it.
your uniform, and then, then when,
Let that be a lesson, you never know.
I was gonna say, the
You
uniform,
never know.
the point in the uniform is to hide everything. So, some back in the day, you didn't even know if a person was female or male.
like a square.
Because every uniform is supposed to be loose, it's not supposed to show any of the,
Right,
right? You're not supposed to see
Yeah.
anything on anybody, right?
yeah.
And in addition, the focus is you supposed to be focusing on you. So you ain't supposed to be looking.
It's not supposed to be like a cool, like, this looks awesome on me. Like,
Right.
It's supposed to make you blend in.
Exactly. You're supposed to just, and it's just, nobody's supposed to be focused on, and they actually, like, the whole, first of all, you wouldn't even practice in the same place as the ladies and men.
Right.
But now that we're in the days we are now, it was meant to hide all features of the body. There's no reason for you to be gawking at somebody during class. You should be focused on you and your body. So it's kind of eliminated it where everybody's wearing the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's very loose and
Yeah.
not appealing.
Huh.
But I mean,
Interesting.
maybe, probably you would look different if you were in like normal day clothes, but I can tell that I can tell you're a bulkier person, like
Right,
that's
but
just
you
your
don't,
body type.
nobody's wearing like an
No.
undershirt out here like sweat like girl, like, and it comes like girl. Like, we don't need that. We got these windows now? No. Alright, let's grab our staffs.
Yes, sir.
So,
My sister Ben.
but the one thing
Disappeared.
that people don't expect from me, because I'm like a leaner, like I have lean muscle like my dad, is because, so people don't usually expect for me to be strong, and obviously I'm not the strongest person in the world, but, I have like for my size, I have, decent muscle, and when I do this, if I'm wearing like a tank top or something, you can see I don't want to lead it because I don't know really any of it.
You're not leading it, you're practicing.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows it for the most part, so I'm here to get your whatever you need.
I really want to know what
Back a little bit. Sophie, why don't you come stand right here? Why don't you stand right here? So, yes, your name is Sophie. Right there is good, on the blue. On your blue, don't mess with your brother.
That's not all one motion. So after you circle and you stop here, it stops it back here. This is a separate strike.
Okay.
So go ahead and do your circle and pull it back to the shoulder. Stay there, and then, yeah, strike, and then strike. Jump. Strike. More of that again.
Strike like this?
Scoop strike. More of that again.
Huh?
More or that again.
I mean, go over it, you know, just a few times.
More moves or those moves again.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like go over those moves again.
Okay, easy.
So. I'm sorry, I don't.
No, just the part that you don't know.
Oh, just the part that I don't know?
Yeah, so we can get you.
Okay.
When you do that one's a jump. So after you take it over your head, you'll jump.
Wait,
1, 2.
okay.
Strike up diagonally. It's a horse. You're knocking somebody off a horse.
Oh,
So grab the bottom of your
like this?
staff. No, grab the bottom of your staff. And make the bottom hand straight. And then put that one up here. Turn it over like one finger. And you're making it really stiff. Do your horse hand. Horse hand. Yeah, right. Make that stiff. Don't push this way. Push straight up. Push straight forward like a spear. Remember, there's a horse. There's a guy on a horse. The horse is coming. You're gonna knock him off the horse. So you're kind of like a battering ram. So curve your bottom hand into yourself. Make it straight. Push it down. There you go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the guy's running, and you want him to.
Oh yeah, because you can
Exactly.
have your arm on your.
Exactly. All right, good. Are you trying to hit your body with your smack? Okay. Scoot up, soft.
This.
And when you do that, you shift to a horse. So once you strike one, when you punch, you shift it back to a horse. So that you can jump back. Yep, and then scoot back.
And then this, right?
No, that doesn't come till way later.
Wait.
We're still in the beginning of the set.
I always get confused.
Yeah, don't worry.
So,
After you go ahead and do that part one more time, we're gonna add
so
more.
this,
Swing. Oh,
and
yeah,
then.
circle 2. Yes. Yes, there you go. And then big circle. Right.
Do this,
Jump.
and then this.
Yes, and then pull.
This.
Strike. Boom, yes. And then from there, you'll step up to a cat stand. And pull the staff in. You don't have to tilt it down like that. You'll pull it in. And then you're gonna strike forward again, diagonally like we just did. Horse stance. Yes, and then pull it back in, cat stance, horse stance. And then not anymore. After you do it twice,
Twice.
then you're gonna pull into your shoulder, step back with the left, and chop down. No, sorry, you're right. Step back with your right. Yes. And then now pull back, shift back. Then move your right knee. Reach forward. And sweep. And then both hands.
Wait, okay, too many moves. There.
Now.
So, here. 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 Here.
Make it diagonal. Think to a horse stance. Horse stance. Point it up.
Like this twice,
Yes. Stay there. Yes, just like that.
and then what's after this one?
Step back with the right foot and strike back forward. No, right. Right.
So confusing.
Pull back to the ankle. No.
Wait,
Then your bow shift back. Shift back when you do that. Reach forward. And sweep. Yes. part of their training is learning how not to hit something that you don't wanna hit. But also, you have a lot more space over there. Y'all just are bound and determined to be siblings and be next to each other because y'all are silly. But siblings do that sometimes. No, you're doing it back. Y'all have to be nice to each other. So if he has space, you have to give him space, just like you have space. You can't inch into his space and he can't inch into your space. No, say yes, sir. Yep. I'm not your parent, so you can't talk back to me.
Shouldn't talk back to your parent either.
Yeah, but your mama will listen, I'm not.
My sister is very, very strong. She did track, but when she did, so her legs are super strong. She also did lifting, so her arms are also very strong. And just because of her natural body as well, but she did track and cross country. And after she did that, her, what are these called? The back of your shin? Calves. Her calves got huge. Okay? And she's already like a curvier.
Don't put your weapon down to talk.
Okay, sorry.
You gotta practice and talk if you're gonna talk.
She already has like a bulkier body. So her calves got even bigger. And then, so she's just a very, very strong person. And I'm just like, I'd be scared if you want to come through. Because you've got the strength.
You should teach her so you have somebody to roam the streets with you while y'all do y'all's mischief.
Wait, no, it's like this. Wait, no. Wait.
Isn't the moon smaller than a star? Isn't the moon smaller than a star? Or does it depend on the star size?
It depends on the staff size, yeah.
After these two, in the beginning, there's like this, and then like this,
Yes.
this.
After you sweep, you're gonna just switch the feet, shift back, and then reach, yes.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Small circle, big hands.
What are you doing? So I know what you're doing. Oh, you're.
Smack some. Get him. Good, very good. Take.
Hey,
Very good. Okay, come on up.
Yes, sir.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So, when we do like the water slap, here, and you mentioned like having the finger, is that the only time that you want that? Or like, say like when you're doing these twirls and stuff like that, you want
Yeah,
like a
as long-
standard grip there, right?
Right,
Just
right,
when
right.
you're doing this.
Well, in the slap the water, you actually don't. Only in the ones where you're bracing for the horse. Which is, so any other time that we do that circle and we strike, and we do that jump, you wanna have it diagonal.
Okay,
The only time we'll slap the water is when we're doing the circles. And when we slap the water, you can have a solid fist on that one.
Okay.
Because you'll kind of need to, just because of the way the strike
So
is.
it's the more of the ones that's like you're bracing for like the
Right.
status.
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
I got you.
Right.
Got you.
Did you know that in Asian countries, the reason that the masks are now a part of fashion is because they've already dealt with so many like
Wait, what?
viruses?
Wait, what?
So a lot of Asian
Wait,
countries.
wait till we bow. Wait till we bow.
Bow to the senior head instructor.
Bow to advance and intermediate. Very good job.
But
And then you can actually spread your hands a little bit on yours, and you'll get a, you do want wobble, because you want the better you get it, it's less of a wobble and more of a vibration.
Oh.
So your staff will go, like you'll
Right,
fit it
right.
in your hands, and it'll be
Not
less.
like, ooh.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so you don't want more, you won't want a bigger wobble, you want small, like, and then it'll stop.
Like a drill.
Yeah, like, so if I get
it's
a
not
big- if I do this big, you see I got a big wobble.
Right.
Right, but if I do it smaller wobbles, right, tight.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now, you don't, that's a lot, you kinda.
Yeah, it's like too much.
And then stiff, when you're stiff like that, and you feel the vibration, that's how you know everything is.
So it's more of like a product of the fact that you've just like done it really solid and it moves on its own. You're not just like.
You're not really trying to make it wobble, right?
If the hair starts wobbling,
Right?
you're doing too much.
Get everything.
I mean,
Stick
you're
your finger in a
perfect.
socket.
My hair's not long.
Thank you, it has gotten long.
Is it long enough to put in a
Ponytail?
yeah.
When it's wet, but I don't ever actually see myself wearing a ponytail, to be honest with you. No, I just don't do it, I just don't want to do it. And if I do
I don't think you
anything,
look bad.
it won't be a ponytail, it'll be one of the, that comes, just to gather the hair, it won't
Right,
be
right.
like a.
That's like a
ponytail thing.
look though.
It
I don't know,
is,
I think you'd look, since you, okay, I love dreads, I think they're really, pretty, and like, a really cool hairstyle. Obviously, I have white people hair, so.
can still get dreads.
It would be matted though, it wouldn't be, because I can't actually twist my hair.
Yes, you can.
Well, I could, but it wouldn't, like,
You can
since my
have,
hair
like, if you want it,
then-
it'll take a while, but you can have dreads tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it. They have techniques to interlock less coarse hair.
You just have to sit there for a long time.
You have to sit there for a while. It might take a little bit of product and a lot of actual tools, but it can be done.
And if you're not used to it, your head's gonna hurt.
Oh man, tender-headed. Oh, I'm tender-headed.
I'm
That's why
not
I keep this
tender-headed.
fur under mine.
Yeah.
You haven't seen my scalp. I'm not doing that
Oh,
till this, I
God.
can't. My sisters keep trying to do it. I'm like, y'all,
No.
maybe one day, once in my life, but I hate interlocking myself.
Yeah.
I don't do it to the scalp because it's just.
That's brutal.
I was actually gonna ask if you, like,
Yeah, only a little bit. It's
But,
it's not super necessary.
how long have you had your dreads? Like,
I actually don't know, because I had a different hairstyle. They looked coils for a while.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, sir.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too? Yeah, y'all enjoy.
Yes, sir.
no, but what I was saying earlier before we found out is because, in Asian countries, the masks, like, have become a fashion style.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a fashion style because they've dealt with viruses before.
Exactly. They already knew. That's why they're